And we are live.
Yes, yes. Welcome back, everybody, to another craft beer going wild.
All right. Today, I am Crunch Crutchmar here in Chicago with my good friend from the other side of the border.
Rod J out of Cincinnati.
Gotta forgot who he
Yeah, I
was.
just got done cutting the grass a little bit ago, so I'm a little drained. So I'm going to definitely need a beer here shortly. Guess I came to the right spot. Did I lose you, Crunch? It looks like it may be something where Crunch may have actually locked up on his screen. So let me double check here. Maybe we should give him a little time. But this is actually a hangout that Crunch and I actually do, talking about the various beers. Today we're actually going to take a look at two that he got to pick. It'll be the Victory Golden Monkey, and then it will also be out of Michigan, a brewery you may not be familiar with. It's called Shorts Brewing, and a beer called Soft Parade. I had actually done a review on that beer in the past, so I'm not going to have it here handy. It's kind of hard for me to get here in Ohio or Kentucky, but Crunch is able to get a little bit easier. What I'll actually do is put an annotation in on the video so you can actually get any of my thoughts on that beer, but it is actually a really superb beer, so I think you'll enjoy hearing about that one. And to substitute for me, since I won't have the Soft Parade, I'll actually be talking about the Bell's Smitten Rye. So that's one of their beers they have that actually also plays out very nicely. Big fan of Bell's. So we'll go ahead and keep it in Michigan with Crunch doing Shorts, me doing Bell's, and then the other one that we'll do will be at Victory out of New York. But it looks like Crunch is trying to get back online. So go ahead and give him a couple seconds here, see if you can get all situated back into the computer. One of the things, as many of you may know, Google Hangouts can be unpredictable as you're dealing with not just your computer, but the computer of the other people on the show, as well as the Google servers and the Google Hangout system in itself. So, issues do tend to happen. But if you do have any questions, we do have a Q&A portion open up where you can ask any questions that you might think of as you see some of the beers. If you're here on the live part, obviously, if you're catching a rebroadcast, that's not going to work for you. So welcome, and hopefully you enjoy some of the talk as we talk here about beers. But as I was going to tell Crunch a little bit ago, I just got done actually mowing the grass here in Cincinnati. We've actually had just about a week of rain, it seems, and finally had a sunny day here. Grass is still pretty wet, but got a chance to get out there and mow it down. And after also working out and lifting weights earlier, body is definitely hurting, so I'm going to need these beers tonight for sure. But outside of that, we're just about ready to begin. I don't want to really start opening the beers yet until Crunch gets in, because it is his choice of the beer. So hopefully he gets in here in a second. Looks like he just tried to text me. Yes, he's signing back in. And one of the things that I found with Google Hangout, and I don't know what anybody else's thoughts are out there, is I actually stopped using Google Chrome and it got better. I go through Firefox. I don't know if Google was taking too much memory, but whatever was happening was causing issues. But there's Crunch getting back into the system, and he actually has a lot of stuff going on right now, so you're probably picking up some of the background sounds at his place, but they're having a little bit of a celebration, and what better way to drink beer than around when you're celebrating?
All right, sorry about that.
No problem. The great Google Ghost.
Yeah. Well, what it is I got all these college kids up over here. A lot of my employees are graduating this Saturday, so I'm having a little celebration for them here at the office. And as you know, they're all their techno swabbing up, so they're probably sucking up all my bandwidth.
Probably.
That's That's what I'm going to blame it on, because I know if I tried to blame it on my other beer cousin, then we might have a little. And for those of you that saw the past episode, will know exactly what I'm talking about when we get to that one. We'll watch. I may get booted off during that one, but we'll see. We'll see how that pans out.
See,
All right. Well, I'm back here, and we see Mr. Rajay is all branded up.
yeah, so I didn't talk too much about that. I was kind of laying out some of the stuff talking about the show and the beers we were going to look at, and how you had the
All right.
choice this week. So I didn't want to steal any of your thunder. So I'll let you talk about those beers and stuff. I just told them which ones we'd be drinking. But yeah, so more recently I started working on some different things, and the site's growing with a lot of the beer reviews and the blog and Instagram and all that kind of fun stuff. So thought about getting a little thing out there, and I'm thinking of actually designing an apparel line. So this is actually the first couple prototypes in that line. As you can see, the hat there is Rajay BeerVentures. I don't know if I'll sell that or not, or just keep it for me for when I actually wear that. But it's a nice kind of hat there, nice golf type hat. So you can throw that on there real nice. And then, of course, the first T-shirt is I'm crafty all day, every day, 24/7, Rajay BeerVentures. And we'll be doing some other things with that. But as one person brought up to me earlier from one of my channels, is that you don't really get see a lot of people out there with beer reviews and also beer type shirts, craft beer shirts. So it seems to be kind of a need out there. The only thing you usually see is some of the brand type shirts, the Guinnesses, the Budweisers, Goose Isle, whatever it may be, but you're not really seeing the fun kind of stuff with the craft beer side as much. Occasionally here and there, some of the little independent brewers, but not really out there to mainstream. So we're going to see what we can do. We're going to throw it against the wall, see what sticks, and kind of kick around some ideas. So stay tuned to that, and we'll get more details in the future.
There you go. Well, we're going to go ahead and have to give Damon from the Shark Tank heads up here and let him know that you're on the hunt for him.
Well, my buddy Beer Blizzard, he got signed on there, so he might be able to. He might get Mark or somebody on the phone for me. Says Mark took their deal. So
there you go. There you go. Take Boo down, baby. Take Boo down. All right. Well, yeah. So the first one we're going to go up on here is the from Victory Brewery, and it is the Golden Monkey. So
that monkey, that funky monkey.
There you go. A Belgian-style triple with added spices, it says. So I would definitely be interested for those here.
Now, have you had this? I was going to say,
have not had this yet.
Oh, okay. So this is your virgin bottle. All right.
That's correct. That's correct. I like the packaging on here where the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. On there. Kind of a nice little tribute there. I'm checking to make sure.
What was that again? You said what? The hear no, the speak no.
Yeah, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
Was that the Republican or the Democratic platform?
I think that's Trump's slogan.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt there. I just found it funny.
No, that's all right. It's all right. So we're going to give this little baby a pour out here. Yeah, we come out.
Open mind too, right?
Oh, that's a good start. Good start.
Yeah.
All right. That's your nice, ale right there. One there. That little cloudy golden in there. Don't see some of the tight little bubbles coming up right now, starting to form up in there.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Great carbonation on mine. Now you have a little bit of that murkiness, cloudiness, which you should have on this type of beer. So you're respecting that. I like the white head's pretty nice, pretty tight, and definitely came out as a 2-finger. Nice straw color. Very decent looking beer.
Now it says it's 9.5% alcohol. That's good.
That's not
It
bad.
actually it also gives you a bottle date, which mine was bottled on February 12th of 2016.
Wow, mine was December 15th, 2015. That's all right. It's a Belgian ale, so we can hold. So
Yeah, I can hold on for those.
yeah, I've
But
had
I do not see the IBUs on this one.
25 on the IBU. 25 on the IBU. It's
25.
not on the bottle. It's
Okay.
on one of the sites. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um,
Belgian.
yeah, but nice coloring. Yeah, nice color. Definitely like the color on that one there. Definitely, gets me excited with that. Nice golden cream hanging in there like that.
Yeah, I've had mine dissipate down to about a one finger now. Now, of course, it does depend sometimes on the glass you may use, which may influence on how the glass is shaped. I actually went with the snifter one here. A lot of your Belgian triples, you use like a chalice type glass or a tulip type glass.
Tulip,
yeah. But the wheat one is fine as well. It's just they have their preferences because of the curvatures of the glass. Some people think glass doesn't really matter as much. A lot of people that kind of specialize in it do see where it does matter. So, it all goes down. Just like Monica Lewinsky. I'm on the political. I'm on the political run tonight. I'm on the politics
tonight. Well, Trump only needs 99 more delegates.
Yeah. You say he's got 99 problems, but one.
Yeah. Once he hits those 99, I got to go ahead and get my Canadian citizenship.
Yeah. So, go to the island, huh?
That's it. All right.
What did you think of the aroma on this one?
It's a normal Belgian style. You got the nice sweet wheat in there. It's but it's not, to me, it's not big and bold. It's it's there. I actually have to force myself to get it. Like
really?
Yeah, in the past we've been able to open them up and hold them here, and you actually could smell it from being a little bit of a way.
Okay.
This I can't, and I'm not. But I get in there and I really got to sniff into it.
And that's where I wonder if the glassware makes a difference, because
I'm sure it does.
Oh, mine is coming out pretty easily, and I'm getting that big whiff. I'm getting the coriander. I'm getting that sweetness that you want to have from something like this. I'm getting a lot of the herbal flavors, and it's really what light effort is kind of just coming out of the glass. So maybe with you having more of that wheat type glass, it's stretching it out further, and that's kind of weakening it versus kind of having a short stubby type glass where it's kind of more condensed. So again, maybe that's where the glassware comes into play as well.
Correct. That could definitely be the answer to it.
But as long as you're not using the American pint glass, hate them damn things.
And my glass is not frosted.
Oh, I didn't tell you. So I was out last night having a couple of drinks, and I had to tell the bartender to not frost the glass. And it's just like, and I was on Twitter, and I mentioned on Twitter, and I had people that were retweeting and liking it, because if you have to tell someone to frost the glass, they're not a good bartender. I mean, they should know. They don't know how to really deal with beer along those lines. It's like when you have to go out and train people how to pour beer, it's like, what training do they give you here at the establishment? That just always lowers the establishment in my mind. Like, have people that know the product and can actually interact. Chances are, if you do, you'll do more business.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
But in today's technology, or today's world, not technology, but in today's world, they're just trying to get in, get out, get the money, get in, get out, get the money, and they really, people who really, in the long run, are the ones that actually have the people that know how to service and know how to grow with the people. I'd rather give quality than quantity.
Okay.
And then in the long run, I believe, quality will All right. Well, I'm good with this here. I'm going to give this little baby a little taste out.
Just as I remember.
Definitely big.
Oh yeah.
Definitely that. Yeah. Definitely 9.5% alcohol. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You know,
But
it's built.
mm-hmm.
It's bolder. It's bolder than the color. The color actually is deceiving. I would almost think it was going to be a little lighter, on the tongue a little bit, but it's actually got some weight and structure to it.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
it's definitely a full body beer, and the flavors. I mean, they open up nicely in the mouth when you go ahead and you get that first sip in, that second sip as it goes. And with this one, as any type of Belgian ale, it's not one that you usually rush. So
That's right.
the more you drink it, the more the flavors will open up. The more it'll even open up more in the aromas, or it should. Maybe on your glass,
Right.
I don't know how much more it will because of the glass, but it should actually be one to sit there and actually enjoy and have over a period of time.
Right.
It hits
Now,
it for me. It hits the roof of the mouth very nice on mine.
right. No, it sits in there really good. It's nice. The spices you can definitely kind of tell it had something in there, and it,
Mm-hmm.
the little spice, almost like a little nutmeg, type spice in there. It's really
Yeah,
nice. It's gentle. It's like a gentle giant in there. It
yeah,
it's got a lot of flavor to it, but it's not overbearing. Stuff. It really
right.
does. Mm, I like it. That's good. That's definitely good.
Yeah, it does very well as a Belgian triple. And Victory is actually in the process of merging. They were fighting off one of the
A
big three. I
takeover.
forgot which one it was, but they were teaming up now with Southern Tier and another brewery. I can't remember their name offhand, out of New York. So all three are getting together to form like a mega brewery of their mini breweries, and all three are successful. So it should be a
Right.
nice interaction going forward to see how things actually pan out there.
Right. Right. Well, like I said, that's awesome. It's really good. I enjoy it. I like the spices in there, and for something this clarity with this type of a big, nice boldness, I really enjoy it. We're here in the 63, degree range around here. It is great. This here, I know all my guests are enjoying this around here. You see them popping them open, drinking them. Sits well on the Rod J 1 to 5 scale on this one here. I'm gonna go the big 3.8 on this one.
Ah,
I like it. Yeah, I like it that much. It's like I said, it's really good. I definitely will put a couple more of these away in my refrigerator during this early spring. Can't wait for to try some more from Victory.
definitely. And for me, I've actually had this a few times previously. So kind of going in and being one that actually who probably has a favorite style of the Belgian triples and the doubles and the Belgian L's in general. This one stacks up nicely, but it's not the one that's going to be at the top of the food chain, so to speak. You have,
All right.
your Chimay's up there, your Devels, and a few others. So it does hold well. For me, I actually give this one an A minus, a 4.25. I think for the
Ah, okay.
for the qualities you look for in a triple, it does deliver. But where it doesn't maybe match the other ones might be kind of the smoothness that you have in a Chimay ale, where
Ah,
it's always that same consistency, that great flow of the beer, the great flavor that you get on the tongue. It gets into the cheeks, it gets into it's all over the place, and you can just sit there and really fall into the beer. With this one, you don't have that full effect really taking place, but it is a very solid beer. The color, the look of it, the aroma for me, it all comes together nicely. It's just not that top echelon, but an A minus puts it in a nice level as well.
exactly. Yeah, puts it in a nice category.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely see that.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
better. That's better grade than W was getting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, politics on the brain. Politics on the brain. But yeah, Victory Golden Monkey out of New York, and let's see here. Let's see what part of New York
It's
they're out of.
actually, yeah, it actually says out
Oh
of
no,
Pennsylvania.
PA. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize. Downtown Pennsylvania. I was thinking New York because Southern Tier's out of New York, who they're merging with. But yeah, they're out of downtown Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And they have a lot of good lines of different things on their beers. There's one called Hop Devil they have, which is really good. IPA.
Oh, okay.
There's another one they have is a mailbox called Moon something. I can't remember the last part of it. But they have a pretty good line of beers across the board. A pretty good solid line of beers, I should say. Not going to maybe knock everyone out of the ballpark, but as far as a stable suite of beers, they do pretty well.
All right. Good. Yeah, definitely. I like this one. You know, definitely. I'll be having a few more of these later tonight.
Yeah. You know, people are probably thinking like, you know, Crunch says he likes something, he gives it like a 3.8. It's like, what the hell is a 4?
Well, I like.
Crunch is conservative.
Really all about
he's conservative on his ratings. Knock his socks off and roll them down.
They gotta have. They gotta have space 8. We gotta have alien technology. That's where you get it. When they have alien technology, then we'll go for it.
That's good.
Which is gonna. Speaking of alien technology, we have the cousin here of the space rocket. They're from Shorts Brew.
Really?
Yeah, Shorts Brew. Now we have the Soft Parade.
Ooh, yeah.
So this is the one. This is the one you weren't able to find. You're not going to work.
Yeah, that is a beer. That's what I mentioned to people in the beginning. I'll put an annotation on my review on that one because it's not one that we can get everywhere here. And I'm in Cincinnati, but I live on the Kentucky side. Kentucky can't get any Shorts beers. And there's one spot that I've found in Cincinnati that gets it, but they're so far away from here now that I wasn't able to get up there. But I'm interested to get your review because on this beer, I don't know how much research you've done on it. So I won't tell you I won't tell you until after you start drinking a little bit. I want to see what your initial takes and stuff are on it because I'm going to think this might be one that you may like in the 4s. So I'm going to go ahead and call it now. Crunch is going to like this beer.
All right. Well, this one here, it says it's got high gravity ale fermentation with blueberry, strawberry, raspberry, and blackberry. Now, I don't know what the high gravity part of it is. So apparently it must be from the top of the bushes or the top of the trees from where these come from.
Well, it's talking about that strength of the alcohol because it comes in at that 7.5%, right? Yeah. So that's not as high as I go in gravity. I go higher than that. I'm like, it must be for some of our friends over across the pond. They usually drink a little bit lighter beers, it seems. But yeah, 7. No dig.
Oh.
They drink a couple pints a day. They can drink and go back to work. They won't let us do it in America. If I could have a couple beers at work, I guarantee I'd be a happier guy. All day long.
Yep. Well, this one here is definitely that raspberry. Definitely get the raspberry redness out of here. The head's already gone down. You can see that right there. Carbonation, good. Just a little bit of bubbles going up there, not a whole bunch of carbonation. Let me see if this tells me about the date. No, but it tells me that this has been handmade by people who care. So that's good to know. Yeah, that's good to know. So I'm there now. The nose. So here's the thing. I get the fruitness already. From way back over on this end here. Oh yeah, definitely the raspberry comes out of here more than the strawberries, but you can tell that there is a hint of strawberry in the back, but the raspberry more predominant. I don't get much of the blackberry
Mm-hmm.
in the nose, but it may come out in the mouthfeel. But definitely, a little sweeter. You can definitely get the sweetness out of it and more of the fruity. Now, I'm going to go ahead and before any on that, I'm going to let people know I'm not really a big fan of like the sweeter fruit style, beers. I'm kind of more of a traditionalist. I kind of tend to like that, in the fact. But not to say I don't like a few good ciders. Not to say there's not, I don't like some of these. Not to say this is going to be bad. I'm just saying though, in general, when I'm out and about, it's not something I order because it has all of these, features.
Okay.
That's why we do these. Is because I want to give you an honest opinion of what I feel, on these. So,
And in actuality, I'm there with you as well. I'm not usually a fruit beer kind of guy or fruit in the beer kind of guy. But this one actually surprised me on how it actually delivered. So,
okay. So, like I said, nose, nice, very berry, raspberry predominant. Raspberry predominant, hint of strawberry backside. Don't get any of the blackberry, but we'll see here in the mouthfeel. Okay, this is why I told you at the beginning the reason, that I wouldn't go for these and stuff. Naturally, I don't go for it,
mm-hmm.
but I would order this. Now that I know them, I would order this. This is
Mm-hmm.
surprisingly.
I told you. I told you.
It's not as sweet as I was expecting.
No.
It's got a nice tone of fruitness on it, but yet it still has the beer wheat and hop flavor that I like in a beer on the backside to bring it down.
Yeah.
The sweetness got me right up at the front tongue,
Mm-hmm.
right away. It got a little citrusy on the side, but then that nice hop drizzle down the back. I was pleasantly surprised.
Go in there, get yourself some more, son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, like I said, it's a sneak attack on it. Just to give you a little bit, I don't know how much you went into the research on it, but I'll give you a little bit of information about it. And this is what was written by the company. Soft Parade was originally developed because Joe Short wanted to create a beer that incorporated a medley of berries, had a great color, and appealed to wine drinkers. Crunch being a sommelier, I kind of knew that this might be something that might catch them off guard. So definitely has an appealing factor. Like I said, I'm not a big fruit beer person, but it actually hit me like, what is this? This is something, yeah.
And you know what? On a warm mid afternoon, this is a great beer for it because it's not going to weigh you down. I don't feel a big heaviness, not a big weigh down.
And for 7.5%, that's what I would consider a dangerous beer to sneak up on you.
Oh yeah. You would start this. You start this about 4:00 in the afternoon, and next when by the time you get up at 7, 8 o'clock, to hit the restroom, this sucker is really going to hit you.
Yeah.
So wow, that was really good. That was pleasantly surprised in the beer factor on that one.
Yeah, that's a fruit rye ale, just so you know. So it's actually brewed with some rye flakes. And you mentioned like the strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. I didn't get much of all the berries as well. I got a lot more of the strawberry out of it. Not some of the blackberry. Didn't really get too much of the blueberry. But it just came together nice.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We're going to do a little test here. I have one of my employees here. Now she's a big wine drinker. Not a very big.
Get the college kids drunk.
Yeah, she's not a beer drinker here. So we're gonna go ahead and let her taste this and see what her opinion is.
There we go.
This is a beer. Okay, this is a beer, but don't go ahead, and I know you're not a beer drinker and stuff. You're more of a wine, but give this a
Chug,
taste.
chug, chug, chug. Chug.
Chug, chug. You gotta come over here.
Give a little drum roll.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, can you see me?
No, wait.
Come on down, a little lower. There she is. Hello. Welcome to the show.
So, what do you think?
It's not bad for beer.
Yeah,
Not bad at all.
you like the fruitiness of it, like that?
Yeah, definitely more of a like better taste than I'm used to.
Nah.
Does it taste like a beer? Do you think it's a beer?
Did it taste like a beer? Did it seem like a beer? What does it more taste like?
No, it doesn't really taste like beer. It tastes more like bubbly, kind of like kind of like the wine cooler.
Like a wine cooler.
That's what I called before. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
There
It's
you
like
go.
a wine cooler.
Yeah, like a wine cooler. All right. Thank you.
No?
You guys heading out?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Thank you so much
Oh,
for
you're
everything.
welcome. You're welcome. Down there. Good luck with you after college here. Have a,
I might call you as a reference.
not a problem. You need references. Let me know.
Look at Crunch. Crunch is establishing career paths for his employees. What a great job Crunch is doing there. Getting the youth into the workforce.
There you go. There you go.
Somebody's gonna build that wall.
more politics. More politics. There you go.
But no, when I actually had this beer, I thought the same thing towards the end. It's almost like a wine spritzer. It's just like, it's kind of like takes you back to the old wine cooler days. I mean, this beer is just so smooth that they kind of nailed the idea behind what they were trying to do in this one, I thought.
Yeah, they definitely accomplished what they were trying to do. I mean, it will definitely reach that category of people that are looking to get into there. So, all right, well, that's good. On that one there, I'm going to go for on the Rod J spectrum there. I'm going to go 3.95 on that one.
You're just going to come under just because I said 4 earlier. I see how you do it.
No. 3.95. It's just because, like I said, with my beer, knowing that it's a beer, knowing that I don't like the big fruit, I like to give some. But like I said, it was sneak up on me. I really enjoyed it, and definitely something I would order right off the menu and get right around that 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock range.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, that's definitely good to hear. I'm still going to give you the sad trombone because I thought you'd get over 4.
So if you ever need me, I can come in and
You gonna come in tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. What time you want to come in? Okay. Well, morning to me is 7 a.m. Morning to you is what? Yeah.
So
I thought so. 8?
I'll try to do 8.
Okay.
Yeah, because then I have class at 10:30, so if you're like 2 hours.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that.
All right. No problem. I'll be here. We'll have coffee for you. All right. All right. Take care. Don't worry about that. Just make sure that all the glasses are, emptied.
Trent's sending off drunk kids into the world. Look at that. What a guy. What a guy. I'm going back and get an internship from Crunch myself, I think.
Olha, filho.
Yeah.
Olha, filho. Você só vai? Você vai? Tchau, tchau, filho. Huh? All right. She's got her son here.
Oh.
They like playing with the dog. I like playing with Dreyfus.
Well, kids love pets for sure.
Hey, Dreyfus, come here.
So I guess
We'll get Dreyfus into the picture. Come here. Get up there. Get up there.
Is he up? He's over to the side. He's over.
Yeah, let me. There, yeah.
I guess you can say we officially went to the dogs now. It's a good dog. Good dog.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, good boy.
So these are some of the things you find. You never know what to expect when you come by one of our shows. All kinds of stuff happening.
That's right.
So I guess I'll open this other beer here.
All right. So what do you have here for your second choice?
I'm actually, let's just probably switch the camera. Let's see. I'm actually going to go with Bell's Smitten Rye. I probably should have held it up before I opened it. It's actually a can, 16-ounce can. This is a rye ale out of Bell's Brewing. So since, Gold, yep. So since you were actually doing shorts in Michigan, I decided to keep it in Michigan. And since your beer was also a rye ale, I decided to keep it a rye ale as well. So Bell's has become a more of a popular brewery of mine. They do a lot of good beers. Actually, I don't know if I have a bad brewery. I mean, I have some that are lower down, but none of them are any really bad. But Bell's does a great job on a lot of their beers. And this one here, it's almost like the first one that we had to go to Monkey. You get that nice straw color on it. You get a lot of good carbonation. You get that white head. It's your typical rye ale for what you'd expect to have. And you do have the chill haze with this beer. It is unpasteurized and it is filtered in the can. Or if you get it in a bottle, it's in the bottle. But it tells you best to keep refrigerated because of that. So a lot of times people worry about unfiltered stuff and they see these things floating around.
Right.
Those things aren't anything to worry about. It's just extra nutrients. Believe me, people pay top dollar at GNC to get that kind of stuff. So don't even worry about it. Just drink it down. But the beer itself looks very nice. The white head, I know from having it in the past that it'll lace the glass probably nicely. But as far as the aroma, you get that nice big opening of flavor. You kind of get that rye ale coming right out. You have that kind of that ryeness with it. You also have a little bit of kind of a fruity type background, not like what you were drinking, but almost kind of a citrus type aroma. And what I also call like sometimes like that booziness type aroma, you get it a lot of times in India Pale Ales. It's kind of like almost like a medicine-y type aroma. You can pick that up coming out of it as well. For some reason, it always reminds me of something like, Robitussin or something along those lines. But a lot of times, when you get that smell, you got a beer that's going to have a lot of stuff in it that's going to definitely have a nice big ABV for you or a good size ABV because that is the alcohol kind of just whistling out saying, hey, I'm here type thing. So, but it smells really good. As far as the taste, you kind of get that warmth a little bit that comes in that, you pick up sometimes from higher ABV type beers that it hits your tongue. Bitterness actually is not really too heavy on this one. This one, I don't have the IBUs listed on the can. It's 6% ABV, but it sits as kind of a medium to full body type beer. And it sits on the tongue very nicely. It has a crisp, refreshing back end on the back end as you swallow the beer. Good mouthfeel as the flavors kind of kick around. You pick up that sense of the rye really in the mouth. This is one, again, that would be a good type cigar beer that you can sit back on the back deck, get around the fire pit, enjoy a cigar, kick back a little bit, just chat away. You don't have to chug this one, just like the other one we were looking at. You can actually sit there and really just enjoy it and get it down. Very smooth on the back end. So this one actually holds up very nicely. Have you had this one before?
I have not. That's one of the bells that I haven't. I mean, I've had a lot of bells, but not that one yet. Not that one yet.
Okay.
So,
and I think overall it really does deliver nicely. As far as a rating for what I would look to assign to a beer like this, I think it's solid as a rye ale. Is it something that makes it stand out enough versus some of the other beers to say, I'm going to go hunt it down? Not along those lines, but at any point I have this, I'm not going to be disappointed. So for me, I would consider this to be kind of a 3.5 type beer, a nice solid B. You get some of the lacing, the appearance goes down there, the head hangs in there. If someone moves this up to a B plus or an A minus, I'd have no problem with it as well. As we talk about on the show, a lot of times depending on your universe is how you look at beer. So the more beers you have, the more your ratings may change a little bit, because now you're saying I've had these other ones kind of in that class, and this one doesn't hold like some of the other ones. It's like if I never had a Belgian ale before and I had the Victory Golden Monkey, I would say, well, this is really good beer, right? So I might give it a higher score. But having other ones in that class, it's kind of like, well, it's good, but it doesn't really do like these other ones do. So, and so I think it's a nice solid one. I would definitely recommend anybody that likes rye ales, definitely try it. Or if you get Bell's, definitely try it as well. Right now they got a big push on there. I think it's is it called the Oastmobile, the oat beer they have out there? Yeah, so I haven't had that one yet. I definitely want to try that one too. But Bell's is one another good beer found me to try to check out. And again, they're out of Michigan also. But Michigan, so many good beers. I mean, we have a lot now in Cincinnati and Ohio, but Michigan is getting a lot more. And you guys got stuff in Illinois getting going, and so many different things out there in the craft beer world now.
Well, the craft beer, a lot of people are, popping into it, and getting involved, and which is great. I see a lot coming out of Pennsylvania. Quite a bit of them come up out of there. I'm surprised, really. I'm surprised I haven't seen a lot more craft beers coming out of Milwaukee.
Oh, really?
I really haven't seen any new ones, pop up out of there. I really haven't, seen a big push out of there, which I'm surprised. I would have imagined I would have seen, a big German, area. I would have thought I would have saw a lot more.
In Milwaukee, that's Miller, right? Milwaukee?
Yeah, there was Miller, Schultz.
I wonder if they got kind of a lockdown up there that makes it more, I don't know, difficult. I mean, there's stuff people are doing in microbreweries, but I mean, that's their backyard, so maybe it's not as easy for the startups to get going as much.
Or even to be able to get distribution. I don't know how it is, as far as the distribution. Like I told you when I went on the road trip up to Ludington, up there, they don't have the distribution. They're not allowed to. They can only brew it and sell it on premise. So that's kind of the laws and the situation they have now. But I'm hoping to see that change, because there's a lot of good little small microbreweries that are out there that we're missing. And unfortunately, me and you are rating all of these, and we get some, and we're able to do the reviews. But if the people can't get them, they can't enjoy them like we can. So
exactly.
So I guess the next thing that the Rod J BeerVentures got to do is invest in a big bus, and he'll have everybody pile in on the bus, and then he will drive us to all the different little small breweries around the United States.
It's funny you mentioned that, because we have a company in Cincinnati that actually did start a company where they do the beer bus tours. We have another company that does biking. So you actually do like this 20-person bike. Everybody pedals. It's the pedal wagon. They pedal around different beers and stuff. So kind of get to work off some of the alcohol. It's kind of funny.
I'm going to stick with the bus. So.
No cardio for you?
I'm going to sit next to Norm. So me and Norm will go ahead and we'll partner up and sit in the same pew.
Right. There's so much good beers that are out there now. It's just...
There really are. It just reminds me, like in the wine business, there's a lot of times when I go out, to the vineyards in different countries, and I run into small little mom and dad little places, and they're doing their own wine. And they don't make enough to really sell to anybody other than in the neighborhood. But some of that stuff is so good, and I asked them about it. I asked them, how come you're not making a bigger production? They said, well, even if I did, I couldn't, do it, and it's all of this and all of that, and I just shake my head saying, man, I can't believe how many people are missing out on this. And I feel fortunate to be able to experience that, which I'm sure you are in the same boat. You stuff people know about you. You got a great website, and a lot of people are there. And now, they're going to be wearing your T-shirts all around, the United States now. So you get that great privilege to be able to try some of these stuff that we could only, hear about.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's funny. I was talking to a gentleman earlier this week who started following me on YouTube and Google Plus, and I started following him back and stuff. He does a lot of beers, but he was telling me he's out in Oklahoma, and he was actually.
Well, why don't you give him a shout out? Who is this guy?
Let me take a look here.
Yeah, give him a little love out there. Give him a little love here on the Craft Beers Gone Wild show. We're not shy.
Let me see here. It's always funny. Like, you never need your computer to do anything, and it works fine. But then when you need something, it slows down, right? So he's out of Google Plus, and his name is Jerry Fort, the beer review guy. Very nice guy. We talked for a little bit. Actually, he wasn't dealing in the area where he was, but he had those tornadoes out in Oklahoma a couple of days ago. So good to see that he was okay there. But he saw my review that I did on the Oculto when it came out. That's the one from Anheuser-Busch Tequila base beer.
Right.
And he was telling me he looked at it and he saw it and he ended up getting the beer as well. But he only gets a 3.2% version. And that's like 3.2. Well, that doesn't really seem right. I mean, you're dealing with tequila barrels, and there should be some more in there. And I went back and checked. Well, they actually released a 3.2, and the version I had was 6% ABV. And where he's at in Oklahoma, they have strict review laws on alcohol. So he's limited on what he can get. But like to your point, people don't get to try everything because some alcohol isn't allowed in some spots. In Kentucky, we don't have, and I'm aware of, an ABV limit. In Ohio, they're limited on not being able to sell any ABVs above, I want to say it's like 12% right now. And they're trying to push it to 25 or whatever. But like right now, you couldn't go into Ohio and buy Goose Island bourbon brand, I believe, because it'll be over that level, or so many other type of barley wines that come out of stronger beers. And you forget sometimes that part of the country is still missing out on a lot of the craft beer type game because they're limited on what they can actually receive. I had one of the guys also tell me down in Louisiana as well that he was limited on what he can get, and this was the Steel Reserve. And once in a while on my channel that you'll find, I like to have fun, so I'll do what I consider to be value beers. Just cheap beers you might pick up, trying to save $1 that might give you a little bit of a kick or something along those lines. And I ended up doing one on Steel Reserve. Well, up here, Steel Reserve is 8.2. Down there in Louisiana, it was Ronald Thoreau that told me like they get the 6% version. And it's just funny when I think of how some of these different areas reduce the alcohol you can actually get. And it's kind of like sometimes some parts of the country, and we see this now with a lot of stuff going on, as we were joking around about politics earlier, it's like some of the country is just stuck in the past. It seems too much. But there's so many good craft beers out there too. And, the good benefit that we have is we get to try a lot of them and talk about them and share them with people. And some of the guys that I talked to out of Canada, they come over to the U.S. and they know where to go to get some of the beers. And I have some of the guys I talked to in England that don't get a lot of it yet because their craft beer is kind of being fought over there a little bit based on their purity laws, but they're getting more involved, so they like hearing about a lot of different ones to try. It's just amazing, and it's just like growing. And there was an article that came out, or a piece that John Tapperhat did from Bar Rescue. Talking about the craft bubble, and he saw 50% of bars maybe closing that do craft beer, just because so many people are in for the money. And you do get some beers that that are kind of out there, or maybe it's not the passion, it's about the dollar. But everybody's going to try to make a living, so there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to have that heart into it as well.
Exactly. Well, if there's no passion, there's no passion, there's no flavor. That's my theory. You know, that's my theory. There's no passion, no flavor. And for
Yeah.
those of you that can't get that higher, alcohol, craft beers and stuff, go ahead and you can get onto my Chicago website, which is CaponeRun.com, and
Well,
I, I just started this, and we only accept bitcoins, and
an offshore
and,
account, right? Yeah.
and yeah, and you have to go through Thor, platform. So,
Well, the one thing is with a lot of people do beer trading now, so there's a lot of
mhm.
areas out there where people can do beer. I don't know if that's trading or the government might say bootlegging. I don't know. I'm not making any classification whatsoever, but
Right,
there's different sites out there you can actually do where people will trade beers to try to
right,
connect with
right.
and you can try to get other beers to your area. And there's some companies that can kind of sell beers. I know they got private licenses or whatever, where now some companies can mail order. But definitely, if there's a beer that you hear about or something you want to see or try, reach out to the person and see about trading the beer. And, they'll
Right.
shoot you a beer. You can shoot them some of the beers you usually get. If you can't get any of the top-notch beers, maybe they'll just send it to you so you can actually
Yeah.
enjoy it. So,
And if you can't find it and stuff like that, or you don't know where to go and stuff, drop Rod here an email, and he can direct you some way.
mhm.
Rod's got all the ins and outs of what's going on in the beer world, so he'd be glad to help you out. He's always there to help out a fellow beer drinker.
Always.
He's one not to have an empty can on the table.
Yeah.
So
And if it's something where maybe you can't get it, maybe I'll just send it to you. So,
there you go.
it's just a ton of good beers out there, and it's kind of like,
Yep.
if you're a beer lover, you almost have to go through and try to find some of them. And
Yep.
one of the books
Well,
that go ahead.
no, I was going to say that's why I always go ahead and say if you get on those craft beer gift thing like I did years ago. I received that from my girlfriend. She got me a little craft beer gift package I got every month. 12 beers from different places, but there were actually three of each of the same one. So it was four different breweries and from all over the United States. And
Hmm.
they sent me every month. I got that, and I tell you what, I look forward UPS guy dropping that off because you never know what you got. I mean, sometimes I got four great ones. Sometimes I got two bad ones. But all in all, I always got something new. So I always enjoyed that. As it was
Yeah.
good. That's what got me started.
And there's always too.
So
If you can't find the beer, you can always make it, right? So I
that's
was
true.
I was actually reading a piece earlier this week, and I don't know if you know or not. Like when I first got my forte into beer, it was kind of going with one of those Mr. Beer type kits. Well,
Okay.
one of I can't remember the name, and I'm trying to find the article online and see if I see it. But like two or three of the people they mentioned in it started out with the
Yep.
Mr. Beer kit before they went into the all grain type process, and now they're running
Ah.
major. Now one opened a one of the major breweries. Can't remember which one it is. One is a major brew master at one of the breweries, and another one
Brewmasters.
does something else. So you can always create the beer. If you can't find it out
True.
there, it's a fun hobby. I've made my own beer. I made a peanut butter stout that people love. I've made IPAs, double IPAs, imperial IPAs. I've made porters. I've done all kinds of different things making beer. It's a fun way to actually get involved and get your hands out there in the process too. So if you can't find the beer, make it. It doesn't really cost actually as much. And I tell you, if you do something like that to kind of start out, you get like a 2.5 gallon type thing to ferment everything. That'll
All
pump out a
right.
case of beer. Um, in fact, one of the reasons I stopped making some of the beer is that I've got a connection now here where I'm at in Kentucky that they get a lot of beer on wholesale and a lot of the stuff. So
Okay.
for me to make a case of craft beer would cost me about $35 to $40. I'm buying cases of beer there for 13.
Right.
It's just the economics of it, really. But if I didn't
True.
have that opportunity, I would go back and make some of my beer, and I'm going to probably do it at some point. I just haven't done it recently enough, but it's a fun thing to have. And people think it's a process. The biggest process is really getting your materials clean. You go
Right.
in, you spend a couple hours boiling the wort out and adding everything into it. Then you let it sit for a few weeks, depending on what style you're
Right.
making. You let it sit for a few weeks, could be a few months. I've done some that have sat 3 months. Then you come back, you check it, make sure it levels out to where you want it, and then you bottle and let it sit for another couple of weeks. The worst thing about making beer is really the patience. It's the patience to sit there and wait for it to get done. But it's always nice to have something you said, I created this.
Well, isn't that what that what Tom Petty's song's all about? Waiting is the hardest part.
Yeah, it really is. It really is, and
it is. It is. So.
I mean, I brewed one of the beers, and I used serrano peppers, and I used blackberries. And people were kind of wondering if it'd be too spicy. Well, no, the blackberries actually cut down in the serrano, and it ended up making like 11.5% beer. And actually, people in my office got upset by it because I had one guy that was a tester in the office. So I give him a bottle, test this, test. And they're like, why is Phil always the tester? I'm like, Phil likes beer. He has a good quality. He knows what to look for in beer. And they started getting upset, so I just started bringing in bottles so everybody so they would leave Phil alone. But it's definitely a great hobby. And if somebody wants to really learn how and understand beer, there's no way to do it more than getting involved in making your own batches.
All right, just so all my employees here know, this is not going to happen. This happens at Rod J's office. It doesn't happen here. All right?
They should all start making their own beer. Crunch Brandon. Brandon's got the label. He's got everything set up. You start making the beer and you get it out there to the marketplace. And there's no telling where it may go. Like I said, you might not be the next Lagunitas starting up or anything like that, but again, reading from the piece that I had just read, there were some major players that started out just with the Mr. Beer kit originally, and then all of a sudden they said, "Let's go all grain." So, have fun with it, enjoy it, get out and evolve. Beer is a fun thing. It's probably I was thinking about this earlier. Beer is probably the best social media connecting apparatus ever made. You get a beer, you're talking with someone, you're relaxing, you're conversing. You don't need Twitter, you don't need Facebook, you don't need Google Plus, all that kind of stuff. You have a nice beer, your communication just flows. And you know what? With beer, after a point, people just are honest. So
that's right.
The inhibitions fall, right? So it's even a truth teller. So
you get the soapbox out, turn it up,
right.
hop on.
And there's a reason it's been around 10,000 plus years because it is that.
That's exactly it.
Well, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, well, that's another episode of the Craft Beer Gone Wild here with the Crunch here in Chicago, Illinois.
And Rod J here in Cincinnati.
All right. And as always, if you have any questions, if you want to know what's coming up next week and, join in with us, like you said, you may not be able to find all the beers that we're sampling out, but, just like us, you can always improvise. If you can't find the exact one, you can find something close to it. We'd love to hear your opinions. We'd love to hear your reviews. And as always, like Rod says, and go ahead. Well, what's the saying? What's the motto there?
How much beer have we drank that you're already just throwing it all over?
I know.
You have 9.5% beer, now you're just throwing it all over the place. No, as always, keep drinking good craft beer. And, we didn't mention it tonight, but if you can't find a beer, make sure if you have an iPhone, you get the BeerMenus.com app. And if you have a Droid, just go to beermenus.com. Any beer you're looking for or searching for, you can use that. And also to tell you what bars are serving around you so you know too. So you don't waste any time. But with that, we'll go ahead and say cheers and appreciate you swinging by. And definitely look forward to catching you next week with an all-new show.
All right. And if you're lucky, maybe you can get one of those. If you're lucky, maybe you can get one of those Rod J T-shirts.
And I'm
looking for
one more shout out. I got one more shout out. I had a couple of amigos out in California. If you're a podcast fan, if you're a podcast fan, make sure you check them out. It's called Cold Brew Podcast. You can get it on iTunes. You can get it on Stitcher. They're on Twitter. These two guys, they do their podcast. They really lay it down nicely about a lot of the beers. They talk about all different type of things. They're funny. charismatic, a great show. Make sure you check them out. I'm sure they would love your patronage, and you'll find out some more stuff about beer.
All right. And the reason they're on podcasts is because they're not as good looking as me and Rod.
Well, you know,
That's
we kind of broke the mold there.
They may sound better over the airwaves, but they don't look as good as us.
Right.
All right, our amigos here in California, enjoy. Once again, everybody, thank you very much, and enjoy your craft beers.
Cheers.